And they said, Wright. He said, who made the gravy? And they said, Wright did it. And he said, report to my quarters at, what's 3 o'clock, 1500 hour. And he went there, and then they changed his assignment, and that's how my dad got out of the field, and he spent the rest of his time in the service as the private chef for the colonel. But I mean, the worst had already happened by then. My father was a black troop. People look at Tuskegee and they think that's the only company that happened to. It happened to all the black companies. My father's company, they did psychological warfare testing and training. They had them in an insane asylum for 90 days, locked up, hypnosis, psychedelic drugs, had them doing all kinds of shit in there. My father didn't stop having the night terrors and blacking out until he was about 65. So when Daddy had rough days, it was just rough day. We would come home, the house would be torn to smithereens, and we wouldn't know if we had been robbed. The dad had a bad day, so we would have to sift through everything and see if anything was missing, and if nothing was missing, then we knew we didn't have to call the police, and we just had to clean up and have everything done before Dad got home. Yeah.
How did your father meet your mother? What was that?
It was a blind date. My mother was a single mother of a complicated child that had been molested by a family member. My sister was 6, Lachelle. She was 6. She ain't like my dad. And then my grandfather died 9 months before I was born. So my granddaddy pretty much raised my sister as the man of the house, and she gave my dad a hard time. She gave the whole family a hard time, you know.
When you say hard time,
it's crazy.
Are there things you remember?
I remember everything.
Can you elaborate on one of those times that you felt like this is just hard to deal with?
One?
Just one.
Nigga, don't make me pick.
Because there's different levels of
Nah, it's all. She started putting pillows over my face when I was a baby. And she started setting me up to get beat. And she would lie on me, have the neighborhood bullies come after me to fight me, scare me. I'll never forget the first time she got me set up to get beat up. I was 5 years old in Lawnside, New Jersey. We lived at 230 Haney Avenue. It was this fat with a bad Jerry curl named Rezzy, Therese. And everybody was so scared of her. Rezzy was about 9, I was 5, and Rezzy was big and greasy. That Jerry curl shit was a mess. And I think my sister had told her that I said I could beat her up. And so Rezzy came to my driveway. I was on my big wheel, and she stopped my big wheel while I was riding down the street. You think you can beat me up? I said, what you talking about? Leave me alone. I don't want to fight you. Well, you gonna fight me because your sister said. I looked, and this bitch is standing at the door, and then she closed the door and locked the door. My sister, this 9 years older than me. And my parents wasn't home. So I stood up and I said, I don't want to fight you. And then she pushed me. And she pushed me back, and all the kids, ooh, you know, all the kids on the block. And I just remember what my dad said. It don't matter if you win. It don't matter if you lose, but you gotta fight regardless. So I balled up my fists, my little teeny, skinny little arms, closed my eyes, and I just started swinging. And next thing I know, I heard the kids, oh! And I opened my eyes, and Rezzy got a bloody nose. And she sit there and started crying, hit me! And the neighborhood bully with the Jerry curl juice dripping ran up the street. And we became friends after that for a short while. We was decent.